MK and I am back with another May I Scraplift You, and today I am scraplifting Holly Fiercely. Now I saw this layout and was just fascinated by it. Now she, actually we all did this during one of the, anyways, it's Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches is what it's called. And we both did the same sketch, but hers was phenomenal. I absolutely fell in love with how she did her lunar eclipse in the circles, and it gave me a brilliant idea. Now, I do have pictures of my lunar eclipse, but I also had an idea for those already, and so it's like, oh dang, you know, it stinks when you see an idea and somebody does it better. But I do have pictures of when Jupiter and Saturn passed during Christmas time last year, and so, or it was called the, you know, the Christmas star or the Great Conjunction, whatever you guys want to call it. And basically, I have my pictures that I took from my point of view, and then I also took pictures off of NASA's Facebook group. So that's where all of these pictures came from, except for this one right here. Jim Vale took these pictures. This one's NASA. All of these were NASA. Actually, it wasn't. It's Astronomy World. I assumed it was NASA. I apologize. And then I found this one from Jim Vale, where he gets a really good picture and explains, you know, the movement of the earth and all that stuff. So anyways, I talk too much. Anyways, instead of it being Thumbnail Thursday today, I'm actually doing a 12 by 12, but I'm also going to do a take out your tools. And so I've got my tools here, but I really wanted to show you guys the supplies really quick before I get into the tools, because I've got a ton of pictures. Now, I don't plan on using all of these pictures, but how, I don't know how. But I do want to pick out which ones work best for what I want to remember, that sort of thing. So I went ahead and I just printed them all, because I never know what a picture is going to look like until I print it on, you know, my shiny paper, my photo paper. So I have this piece from Starshine, Chamel's Starshine line. It's, I've been hoarding it, for sure. For one, I can't ever I can't ever decide if I want to use this gorgeous distressed stripe, which you guys can't tell it's a stripe, but it is. It's a gorgeous stripe, or this gorgeous cloud. Well, I'm going to use this cloud right here. I'm finally going to let it go. And then I have my little bowl. I have this cloud border strip, which is actually from this paper, so I've had multiples of these, so, you know, I can let it go. But I do plan on using my cloud border strips, both of them. I have some stars. Now, some of them are holographic, and then some of them are silver. Sorry, you guys can't see very well. But I have those. And then I also have, maybe, here we go. I also have a bunch of other, like Chamel and Kaisercraft and homemade embellishments. So like I made this moon that is embossed and cut. I have that. This is just a cut apart from Chamel's line. I think it's from the same one. This was one of the die cuts from the same line. And then these are all Kaisercraft. So I've got a couple more clouds. Yep, a couple more. And then not this one. And then this one here, it says shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I love that saying. And then I have this one, which I believe is, I can't remember, you guys. Honestly, it's, I've mixed up all of my outer space stuff. So I can't remember if this came with one of my space collections that I got from Not Just for Boys, or if this was from Chamel's field trip. I cannot remember. So anyways, that is what I got, because most of this layout is going to be the photos. So here are the tools I want to bring out today, and it's these metal rings. Now, how is that a tool? Well, it's actually the tool that is used with these metal rings. And so what I want to do, and when I thought about creating this layout, is I thought about cutting all of these in circles just like Holly did, but then I wanted to back them with silver paper. And then I thought, I had this like, epiphany that says, well, why can't I use these metal rings that I've been holding on to for ages and ages as my silver paper? And so I decided that that was perfect. Now, each of these packages, which I brought you a package so you guys can see what they look like. Well, the ones that I have. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to use. But inside the package is this little template where you basically draw around and then cut out by hand, and then you get these 3 shapes. Okay, so these are the sizes. Now I went through all of my punches to see if I could make this a little bit faster. And truth be told, the only punch that matched was this 1 3/8 right here. For this one, it's 1 7/8. I don't have a punch that's 1 7/8, and this is 7/8. I only have a 1-inch punch, and I tried it and it does not work. It has to be, the little bit smaller, or you're gonna bend the paper to get it into the ring, and you don't want that. You want it to be nice and smooth. Now, what is the tool that is going to help me, which I'm not even sure if it's still available anymore? I've just been hanging on because I have so many of these rings. I figured I'll hang on to this tool until all these rings are used up. So here is my tool. I know, it just looks kind of weird, right? This is the tool, and basically what it is, if you squeeze it, it opens, and this little mouth right here just opens up really quickly. And basically you just, once you cut your image or your piece of paper and put it inside the lip of the ring right there, can you guys see how it has a lip right here? You just put it inside the lip, and then you place this inside right like so, and then you squeeze the handle down, okay? And that is basically how it is. Now, I do know that Tim Holtz came out with something like this a couple years after this one had come out, and he came out with punches and things like that, which I guess I could see if the punches would work, but I would hate to have to buy the punches, get them here, and find out that they're a different size than the We Are Memory Keepers ones. So that's kind of where I'm a little bit of like, nah, I'll just stick with old school and, trace and cut, and it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But one of the things that I enjoy is that this template is see-through, and so I could just lay this down and see exactly where I want this to be, instead of a punch where, yes, I can see where I want this, just like so. And I don't know how Tim's punches are or anything like that. So, anywho, I don't know where I was going with that. I have no idea. So basically what I planned on doing is taking a few of these and possibly some of these. I brought this out because I don't know how many big ones or how many medium ones or how many small ones I wanted to use or how many photos I wanted to do. So basically what I was going to do is see which ones fit within the circles without going outside of the little squares. Like this one here is so far apart that it will be like a square if I choose to use this. And then this one here I could cut into a circle, but then I would lose all of his words, which I'm okay with. It just basically describes the shot rather than what he is taking a picture of. And then this one here, I definitely want to get, that view of the Sphinx instead of just focusing on, what's behind the Sphinx. Some of these pictures, the moons of Jupiter, are so far spread out that I would want those instead of just focusing on, like Jupiter and Saturn. So anyways, I'm such a geek. And then these are pictures from my home where, like right here, it just looks like a sunset, but the star is right there. You can barely see it. But but is it a photo that I want to try to explain why that's here when everything else is pretty obvious? So anywho, that is basically where, where my brain is focusing. I just printed everything off because I wanted to see what it was like. And then I'm going to go and cut all of these, put them in here. I'll show you guys how I plan on doing that and the sizes and whatnot. And then we'll put this layout together. And hopefully mine will look like Holly's. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. All right, enough talking. That was a terrible explanation. Hopefully I can show you guys better how to do the circles. Or I should say the tags. Yeah, all right, let's get going. All right, so I'm going to start by seeing what I want to punch out with. Now, I do have to tell you guys that this punch was on the small side. Even though I thought that it was going to be perfect, it wasn't. It was so small and just a minute amount of smallness that when I punched it in, my pictures almost popped out. So I kind of didn't want to waste my frames, my tag frames. And so I basically just went with what I had, and I used washi to help hold in the photo, which I guess over time I'll find out whether or not that works. So basically I just recorded me doing one section of photos instead of all of them. I am now hand cutting out everything. I still used my punch for all of the medium ones because I'm a little stubborn like that. And it wasn't until I did like my third one when I realized that my photos aren't being held in by the clamping part of the rings. So basically, I just stick my ring inside this little press. It's like a pressing tool, and I squeeze. And then I didn't feel like I squeezed hard enough, so I just put it back in and squeezed again, and that's it. I did all of these. Basically all of these rings, and I only ended up using the large ones and the medium ones. I am really stoked. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I am really stoked at how they came out because now it looks like I have backed all of my photos with silver paper. These rings are really super uber thin, so it's not like it's adding bulk to my layout, and I can overlap them. So here's where I am kind of showing you guys where I'm just using washi tape to hold my photos in place because of the fact that I didn't know that these weren't going to fit. They definitely do need to be snug inside the ring instead of just that'll work for sure. So I don't know how else to describe it. So I'm just trying to make sure that my photos are going in the right direction, facing up. I did have a little bit of wrinkles in some of my photos because hand cutting a circle is just not the easiest thing in the world. And then I decided that I was going to overlap all of my rings, and I absolutely love how this looks, you guys. I just love all the different colors of the different, I guess they're sunsets. And, it makes my heart happy knowing that almost everyone in the Northern Hemisphere was able to witness this event in all different areas of the world. And so it was just really cool, you guys. Like I said, I'm a geek, and I am so sorry. But I do like documenting things that have happened within my lifetime. And this is one of them. Whether it's astronomical or, here down on Earth. Anyways, all the little ones I will be popping up on foam. And then that way I can just have them overlapping a little bit more than just kind of touching type overlapping on the frames. And so I'm going to glue all of those down really quick instead of, trying to figure out where I want everything else. So I think what I'm doing is, I think what my mindset is that I want to put all of my frames down and then be able to decorate around that instead of trying to remember, where I had all these placed. I kind of get frustrated or flustered when I lay things down and then I go to glue it down and it's like, oh, dang, I really was happy with how it looks, but now I can't remember how it looked. That sort of thing. And because I'm not able to do my little trick with, like lifting this corner up and gluing all these embellishments to the tops of everything and then lifting it up as one whole unit, I'm not able to do that with these types of frames. And so I just had to go with my gut, kind of, and glue everything down in place. And then, of course, I forget what I already have glued down. Don't rip your paper. So I absolutely love how in Holly's example, or actually in her sketch, it's not an example. I love how she just cut out or punched out, her moon shape, and it was just awesome how that ended up happening. Or how she ended up doing her layout. And that's what I was drawn towards, was the fact that, I would have put a square picture of a moon on a layout. I would have never even thought to, to make it into a circle. Not once. Nope. So of course I did change it up a little bit because I did have one of my tags going down below the border. And so I basically just changed it up just a hair because either A, I forgot what I was doing, or B, it was because I had something else planned and so I needed to move it. One of those things. I couldn't tell you which one it was though. Now I'm just going to add some of these clouds in here. Now these are Kaisercraft clouds from their Stargazer collection. And I do know that I wanted this page to have a little bit of dimension. And so that is why I went with more clouds, because I thought that it would be absolutely perfect, having a whole bunch of little moon pictures and then clouds going around the moon pictures. I know it's what's in my brain in all honesty. And then I love this little saying. I like both of the little sayings that I picked out, just because they are kind of cool about, stopping and viewing the world from a different perspective, basically. And so I'm going to add my title. And when I get to Christmas, I need to bump it up some so that way they're not overlapping, but then it falls on top of my cloud. So I decided that I was going to cut this cloud in half. That way I am able to put my first part of the title, Christmas, down. And then I'm also able to now have two clouds instead of just one long one. So I kind of like that too. Plus it was identical to the grayish cloud that's over on the right side. And I like now that it's different. So yeah, that's bonus. And of course, waste not, what not. I am going to use that extra little bit of cloud over somewhere else, which it looks really good right on top of this tag, which the little Schmel tag, which I have not glued down yet, but there it is. I will glue it down. Sometimes I tuck things in and I totally space that I didn't put it in there. Just trying to see if I wanted to move my moon somewhere else, my moon cut file. And then Christmas was looking a little crooked, so I had to check and make sure that it was straight, and it was. I was shocked, in all honesty. And I did like, Holly had her moon down below her border, and so I was going to mimic that, but then I wanted to see if it looked good somewhere else, and it did. So it looked better where it was, where Holly had hers, and so I left it exactly like that. I'm talking for no reason now. Adding my holographic stars. Now I was going to do a mix of holographic and silver, but by the time that I added the holographic and the effect that they put on the page, I really enjoyed it. So I felt like my little tag that says, shoot for the moon tag, I felt like it needed a little twine. So I'm just making a bow using my fork, because everyone has a fork in their craft room, right? I made a bow, and now I'm just going to attach it to the center of my tag. And then conveniently, it looks like it's like tied to the border. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do love how this turned out. I am very, very happy with it. Holly, thank you so much for the idea. I absolutely just had a blast creating this layout, and it went by super, super fast. All right, be sure to check out all of the links below, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.